friend of mine gave me this. It's a Herter's Inc. Waseca, Minnesota. It's a you can probably guess it's a shot shell reloader. And I looked on YouTube and I couldn't find any information. Not in the first 10 hits anyway on how to use this thing. So it's needs a little TLC. So I'm going to try to disassemble it and oil it up a little bit. And okay, the best I could figure, I looked up Herter's model number 5, and through my internet searches I found out that Herter's is like a license name. They didn't actually build this. MEC built this. You didn't build that. MEC built it, and it's an MEC 400 was the closest I could come to what this thing was, but there is a little bit of a difference. This little stage area here and this thing, I can't figure out what it is. So if anybody knows what this thing is, this center I've got marked number 3, station number 3, let me know. But everything else seems to be pretty straightforward. So I'll set it up here and kind of walk you through my maiden voyage of loading a shot shell in this thing. So I'm just going to smear just a little bit of petroleum jelly in there, and this down here, this is the depriming. Set it up in there. It's got a little recess there, and this bolt here, this is what pops the shell back out. Alright, so I go in here and I'm going to resize and pop out the primer, and then bolt here is going to push the shell back out. There. So that's why I put a little petroleum jelly in there, just to help it along. So it's deprimed. Now for the prime, stick that in there like that, and this is the priming station, so I've got it marked as number 2. And supposedly that primes it. Yeah, pretty good. It's not 100% set in there, but I think that'll be alright. Okay, now I'm going to move you around to the front. So this little slider has holes in it, so there's a hole here, and then when I slide it over, there's going to be a hole that moves over here. I'll open that up later. That will dispense the powder. So this is the shot, and that's the powder, and it's going to, when I push this little slider over, it's going to dump the shot and also fill the powder. So anyway, I got to set this back. It's got some shot in it. Anyway, you can see in here, that's where the shot comes out, and that's where the powder would come out. Trying to get that powder out of there, or that shot out of there. There it is. Okay, so all the shots out of there. So now it's the hole is open to the powder. So then I'll flip this back over. Okay, so it should have powder in it now. So powder goes in first. Push that over, and I should have powder in there. And indeed I do, and that's a lot of powder. Well, I checked the load data, and it is the right amount of powder. So I'm just going to continue on. So I got my AA wad here, and stick that bad boy in there like that, like so. And then this will set the wad. Make sure it goes below the crimp there, so that looks pretty good. Some people put like a felt wad, I've seen, but I think this will be alright. Okay, now what I'll do is I'm going to slide that over and let that fill it with shot. So let's set the camera down. There we go. Drop the shot there, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Just right. So I'll just tamp it down a little bit. Now the next part is kind of sketchy. Kind of sketchy. This is for an overwad, but I don't think I'm going to use the overwad. And what you do next is, this is the crimping, the crimping die. So then I have to kind of watch how far down I go, because it could over crimp. I don't, and gets it there, but then there's this other station here, and I'll tip the camera up. It's got a pattern. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. It's some pattern that that looks like the star pattern, but I don't know if that is what is supposed to be used. So I'm going to experiment. You'll get to see it firsthand here. Experiment if this is and I put this little riser here just to get it up off a little bit. Again, this is the first time I've ever reloaded shotgun shells, much less with this press. Yeah, I don't think it's working. I don't think that's it. Don't think so. So I think I'm going to go back to this thing here. I know what you're saying. Just get you a modern press. Well, this is the precursor, and people have been reloading for years with this thing. Looks pretty good. Just, I don't want to squeeze it too much and flip it out upside down. I think with the shot in there, I think it'll be alright. There we go. And then, since it's stuck, right? Oh, there it is. It's pretty good. I'll give it a little more squeeze. Give it a little bit more squeeze there. There. I think the overwad might be good. I think I do need to set the wad down a little bit more, because it is a little bit long. Yeah, here's the first one I was playing around with. See how it pushed it all the way in? So let me do another one, and maybe it'll go a little bit smoother. And just raise it up and then push on this square block again to charge it with the shot. See there? Now what I do, it's a little different. It's not in the instructions, but I find it helps, is I make these little roundoid pieces of cardboard by cutting a 1/2-inch strips of cardboard, and then it also helps before you crimp it. I just give it a little nudge, right? Just a little nudge on the crimp here. Put that in. Nudge the little areas there like that. Just enough to start it, and then I'll put the crimping die in there. Put it on here, and then I gently start crimping, and you can feel it. You can feel it let go, right? And then once you look, you can see it start. Then you can bring the press all the way down to finish it off. And that's it. That's what the crimp looks like. Here's some other ones I reloaded before. Here's some, what is that? Super Target. Real nice looking crimp. And I just put a little zigzag on the base of these to tell me that these are reloads. Right? Okay. Let's go shoot them up.